Everybody, welcome on back to Kusog7ande, the bad video game tournament. I'm Kusog7ande here as your host, and also as somebody who gets to watch a lot of games. The reason I created this tournament was because I wanted to laugh at people. I like bad games, but I like watching them a lot more than playing them. So we just make people race them, and then I get to have a lot of joy. I hope that y'all are having fun here. If you're new here, by the way, if you're relatively new, and you haven't said hi, feel free to give a wave. I know that we've had quite a few new followers since GDQ, as well as some of the raids that we've had recently, so I'd love to see you represent in chat, so feel free to give a little bit of a wave if you would like. I'm watching. And for all of you lurkers as well, feel free to hop out for just 1 second, wave, and then disappear forever again. It's fine, we love you. Well, as chat is having fun right now, let's go ahead and mosey on over to our game reveal. Take us away, Crappy. Oh, that is pink. That was way too pink. There we go. I see all the lurkers. You are beautiful, everybody. Yeah, see you all. Well, everybody, I don't want to dilly-dally. We got 3 more races today, and we have a lot of fun. Yay, first-time chatters. Good to see ya. Well, this GM that we have today, this is not his first time. He's been here before, and he's been here before during this tournament. Please welcome on in our dear friend, Blasphemous Roar. Recycling your material, are ya? You know, it's good to recycle. Actually, it's not even recycling, it's reusing, which is a step above recycling. So, Blasphemous Roar, I have to say congrats. You are doing what is important when it comes to conservation.
I am. We're flying. We are flying in a jet.
We're flying on a jet.
We are not getting more Top Gun. Oh, they wish they got Top Gun. Actually, no, I don't think they wish that they got Top Gun.
No, I hated your last Top Gun game. It was bad.
It was pretty awful. Blame Corndan.
Corndan, it's all your fault.
That was not entirely my fault, but you know what? I gladly take pride in it, so don't blame Corndan. Blame me. Okay. No, my friends. Do you know what the problem with G-forces is?
They're heavy.
If you would go to too many G-forces, you have loss of consciousness. What if we named the game G-LOC Air Battle?
Ah! It's a plane! What kind of plane is this? Like, by Lockheed Martin? Is this an advertisement game for Lockheed Martin?
No, it stands for G-forces, loss of consciousness. This game is on Genesis. I did not give them the Genesis version. This game is on SMS. I did not give them the SMS version. This game is on Game Gear. I gave them the Game Gear version.
Well, I mean, of course you would.
Why would you arcade. Why would I give them the arcade version?
Oh no. I think I want Top Gun back. I just saw a little bit of this. Can we please bring Top Gun back? This is not going to be good.
No, bro. You do not get Top Gun. You told me last time how much Top Gun sucked, how much you hated it, how much everything. Well, guess what, bro? You reap what you sow, and you sow G-LOC the battle.
You're yelling a lot.
When don't I yell?
By the way,
like,
don't
literally,
freak out,
when don't
Blasphemous Roar. I am doing setup right now, and you're going to see stuff that viewers are not seeing. You get to see behind the scenes.
Oh, that's right. I got to click on your watch stream so that I can see behind the scenes.
Yeah, but don't tell me that everything looks wrong, because I know it does. I'm working on it.
Oh, what the heck? Everything looks so wrong.
Shut up! Shut up!
I wouldn't have even had to say anything, too. If you hadn't pointed it out, I could have been just like, oh, yeah, this is what setup looks like.
Yeah, everything looks wrong.
Did I used to run a channel like yours, okay? Do you forget that?
Used to. You're an old has-been.
I am an old has-been.
Oh,
they fire.
No, Blasphemous Roar, I love you.
I am, though. There was a hostile takeover, and I no longer own Mystery Funhouse, and it's sad.
No, honestly, like Mystery Funhouse, it is a great place. You did a lot of good with it, and I know that, like, the needs of channels change over time, and it's just good that you were able to help out so much with it and make a community that I think that we have really grown to love here as well. Like,
Yeah,
they're
I'm not.
our best friends.
I'm not sad at all. That's still just joking because I'm honestly not sad at all. The work
really
that
good.
people have been doing over there in Mystery Funhouse without me, and I'm still a part of it.
Oh yeah, it's just that now you're not like in charge of everything, and that often is, especially
it means that,
like.
It
Yeah,
means that now we can do something like have prize support with the money that we do instead of it funding my existence.
Oh my gosh, don't you love when that happens? Honestly, that's sort of why I'm excited. Speaking of being able to stay financially afloat, this stream has helped me quite a bit, but being able to do the show over at GDQ starting July 22nd, that is going to help me be able to stay afloat and continue providing prizes for Kusog7ande as well. So everybody, yeah, I have a show on GDQ starting July 22nd. It's a paid gig that will be having a show every other week, and essentially it's going to be invitational 1-versus-1 blind matches, just like we're doing here.
Oh, when are you inviting me? What the heck?
Do you have a grudge?
No.
Well, you need to find a grudge, and then I'll invite you.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Find someone you're angry about.
Oh, Alpha 5 all the time.
Oh, okay, it's always Alpha 5.
I think that's just fair. No,
But yeah.
well, I see, you get to mention the prizes, but I also get to mention my own thing.
How do you sign up? Steve TV Online, good question. Right now, at least for the first couple episodes, I'm doing it mostly through invites. I'm bringing in people who I know, and then after that, we'll probably start going through the regular GDQ hotfix submission form. All people have to do instead of putting a game that they want to play, put grudge match versus this specific person, and that other person has to submit saying they want to do grudge match against you. With that said, I think most of our players are streaming, but I do not see one of them.
Actually trying to fix some technical issues on something. Yeah, so actually we have two problems, and I don't know how to solve, and we haven't had response from Fortnite, and we've got problems, actually.
What's the
Constellation
problem?
is actually running slow right now. Very much so. And
Who is?
Sentinel was... Oh, okay, Sentinel is back online. Okay. Was having internet issues, but luckily it's fine. Yeah, Daydream seems to be having a little bit of slowness here. But yeah, bro.
Okay,
Speaking of doing things so on...
I would
keep
suggest...
not letting me pitch my own thing.
Look, let me talk for a second, okay? Ask Daydream to check the... Actually, what emulator is this? Is this BizHawk? Because if so, have her check the emulation and make sure that the speed is not set to slow. Because if it is, we've had that happen for players before.
Oh, okay, it was, quote, I fixed it. It was an emulator issue that got fixed when I swapped the speed to 100. Yep.
See, I knew it.
You caught it.
Yeah.
Got it.
We had that happen last week. And now we have everything fixed. And by last week, I mean not last week, the last time that we had Kusog7ande. But yeah, everybody, this is our 7th tournament. We are deep into this, into unleashing regrets and pain against various players. We have a lot of fantastic helpers here. Blasphemous Roar, came over from the Mystery Funhouse in order to do a little mystery for us as well. We, honestly, without the mystery tournament, GDQ wouldn't exist. No.
GDQ's fine without us, no.
I think GDQ's fine. No, Kusog7ande wouldn't exist without y'all. You're really the reason I got started in the first place. It's just I wanted to focus on bad games, because I like bad games more.
I don't know that I like bad games, more that I just have this predilection towards doing stupid things such as playing them, so...
Okay, let me go ahead and clarify. By like, I mean I like seeing people play bad games, and I like not having to see the same Mario game 50 times in a row.
Well,
I just really like diversity in my life, and there's a lot of diversity when it comes to the janky world of video games.
Well, do we have one quick moment before we get started? Did I get to steal you for my own pitch?
Yes, please steal. Go ahead, do your pitch.
Guess what, folks? Do you like card games? Do you like multitude of card games? Like TCGs and stuff?
Maybe.
Well, you see, over on the Mystery Tournament Discord, we're actually going to start doing Friday Night Mystery. Instead of Friday Night Magic, you know, that's what we're lampooning here. Where every month we play a different card game. So if you like the idea of playing card games, and not just a specific card game, this month we're starting with Final Fantasy TCG. And remember how I said that because the Reigns of Mystery Tournament got taken out of my hands, it means that we can do some prize support? Oh, yes. There will be prizes for my TCG.
Serious?
You get to play TCG and have prizes every Friday night.
Everybody, I might actually have to, like, join everyone. No, I've got a show Friday nights now. Dang it! Last minute roar. Yeah, but it's only every other Friday night, so maybe I'll be able to join every once in a while. And Final Fantasy card game, I heard that it existed, and I know nothing about it, so I need to check that out sometime.
After this, I'm going to go over to Mystery Funhouse and do a little demonstration game and explain it all to everybody and how to build decks and stuff. And it's for all you people who want to build a deck but not get super competitive, just want to try different things. They are digital. They are going to be online. They are going to be completely free. We're working on things unless we have to use Tabletop Simulator for one reason or another. We're going to try to avoid it, but we're going to be using Octagon for it. So yeah, this is that's going to be my new current thing that I'm running.
Well, seriously, congratulations. There are a lot of things that I think can be done in the gaming world that just aren't really well known about, and you know, sharing card games during a pandemic in an online format, that's really fun. Blasphemous Roar, I'm glad that you're doing that.
Did you know there's a Monty Python and the Holy Grail card game?
I don't, and I don't know if I'm better knowing that.
Well,
okay,
you know what else
looks like all the players
important?
are ready.
Is that all the players? Oh, dang, you got it. I was going to go for the full transition. I was going to go for the full segue right into it.
Well, we need to have emote spam. What emotes would be good to spam here?
Anything flying. Let's go jets, missiles, America, fireworks.
Are they playing on normal difficulty, by the way?
They are playing on normal difficulty. I told them that they are playing on normal. They are choosing specifically, they are going around the circle clockwise. And if they do beat the game somehow, then they are going to get... if they do beat the game, then they're going to have to play on expert. They don't get to go free.
Yeah, oh my gosh, Silver Surfer, that is a really good flying emote. I love Silver Surfer so much. But yeah, here we go. The match has started. The players are flying, and I'm actually going to go ahead and say this looks much better than the Game Boy Top Gun.
This is what I would have given if it was like, you know, it's a first round. It's a gimme.
It's round one. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't supposed to be. I wasn't supposed to throw out Top Gun. That is entirely the fault of things. But Final Sentinel has gotten a game over. Amazing Toaster has gotten a game over. So we've actually seen a few things. So the first thing to note here is that your fuel is actually your health. If you get hit, you're going to lose fuel. If you get all the fuel gone, you're done for. So you might want to spend some fuel tank increases on the fuel tank size. The more points you get, the more money you get. And if you get all that money, you can eventually buy the good stuff. It looks like we're stocking up on things.
Yeah, my assumption is that, like, you want to do well on the first couple of missions so that you get a lot of points quickly. Is that right? Is that a good idea? Or do you usually get the same number of points no matter how you do?
You can get quite a bit more points if you get earlier, because, like, especially if you get the time completed bonuses.
Yeah, that time bonus is huge.
It is. So if you take way too long on the first stage, like the first stage, you absolutely just wait until your missile locks, press B, or 2, or 1, or whichever button it was on the Game Gear. You just lock that missile, fire away. Lock missile, fire away. Lock missile, fire away. Get rid of, just dump all 10 missiles into that. Buy yourself a large fuel tank. Go into the next stage with the rest of the missiles. Shoot down those planes and buy yourself a Vulcan, and you're good to go. At least that's the strategy I used when I played this.
Heck yeah. By the way, I do like the chat is pointing out some of the reused assets from other games. I actually don't think that's a problem, personally. I'd say that, like, honestly, if you are making an innovative game, go ahead and save yourself a little bit of time in one area so that you can focus on other parts of the game. So making your own font, who cares? I don't care. Yeah. Go ahead and use the Sonic font. Go for it.
I'm making a video game. Do you think I'm using my own font?
No. Do I use my own font for Kusog7ande? No.
Yeah, like... heck, I was originally using original assets for my video game until I made dumb decisions and paid way too much. No. Yeah. Hold on. Did not pay way too much money. I paid a very reasonable amount of money for the art assets. It's just that I want my game done, but it's not done, and I'm very sad.
Yeah, artists definitely deserve compensation. At the same time, a lot of the people who purchased itch.io bundles, you have a lot of free assets that came with it. Like, not quote-unquote free, because you already paid for them. But, you know, feel free to use those, especially early on in development. Recycle. Reuse, reduce, reuse.
I mean, if you've seen Crystal Project on Steam, that's a fantastic game that absolutely used the same assets I was originally using for my game. It uses the Time Fantasy assets on itch, and it uses them to a staggeringly well degree, and it's an absolutely fantastic game that I recommend. So there's nothing wrong with using assets as long as you're not... The idea of an asset flip is only if they're just straight up pre-bought assets and then you're selling it as your own game. Or not pre-bought, it's if you're buying a pre-bought game and only maybe tagging out some of the assets and then saying, oh, look at my game.
Yep, there's a huge difference between an asset flip and a game that's using pre-made assets. Phasmophobia, for example, has a lot of pre-made assets in 3D. I talked about this during GDQ because there's a bunny in the game that is literally a plush that was for sale at IKEA. And it's literally the same thing. But the thing is, the game is very well made, and they focused on making the game creative and interesting rather than making every asset new and unique. You know, the graphics can only take you so far unless you're the Obra Dinn, in which case, if your game, like, the novelty relies on really cool graphics, then sure, go ahead and put a little elbow grease into those. But if not, just use something. The important thing is to finish a project. And, you know, this game, it looks like they finished it. And for a 3D game on the Game Gear?
It's really not that bad. And I honestly don't remember. It's... So, like... It's not great, of course. Like, it's kind of underwhelming, and I had a lot of problems. The problem is that as soon as you lose some control, you lose a lot of control. It gets a little bit harder and harder and harder to hit enemies and try to go through them. Also, you're kind of going through, in some degree, of an auto-scroller cycle. So if you miss these ships and don't get enough of them in the first set, you're going to end up going past the ocean and then getting into a bunch of dodged jets and stuff. And basically, the missiles can end up choosing whether or not they hit you. Sometimes it just seems like you can't dodge those missiles. So you get past the ocean in some of these missions, and then you have to just go through another fighter jet section, wait forever. Here we go, exactly what Sentinel is doing right now. We're going over the mountains. We got to wait for a little while where there's no objectives, where there's no ships in the first place, just survive for a bit, and then we go back to bombing the ships. Now we're back over the ocean, and we can potentially proceed with the next mission. And it's just, it's just mostly underwhelming. It's not great, but this is, again, this is first round. I wasn't trying to give them Top Gun again.
We call this the bad video game tournament, but usually for round one, you know, we have a big variety of what we consider quote-unquote bad. Like, honestly, I love this music. I think this is actually fairly visually impressive for the Game Gear. And, you know, there's somebody in chat, Mattias, who is saying this is one of their favorite games when they were growing up. And I can understand why. This is actually, like, if I pick this up on a Game Gear, This would be pretty fun. I had a Game Gear growing up, and, I got tired of RoboCop 2. I got really tired of RoboCop, okay?
This was tested by another person to make sure that it was sufficiently Kuso enough, so that's not just me, but let me see. Right, here was my review for it, because as you may know, I review my own games that I'm playing. Yeah, everybody does, right? Snooze Fest. I looked at it first, but it feels crazy random if you get hit by a missile. And as a result, I had to play it all the way through like 4 times, and it doesn't really survive after a second attempt. It's really not good. So basically, my problem with this game was that it's just...
Well, it like the randomness. So the big question that I have here is, how do you deal with the randomness of whether or not the enemies are going to hit you?
Well, you kind of sort of fly to left or right. Hopefully, so basically, if the missiles get fired to the side, you're probably fine. If you see those jets on screen and they're swooping in, don't let them be in the center of your screen, and you can dodge the missiles most of the time.
Okay.
Most of the time. But the way that you mitigate it is that you buy the biggest fuel tank possible immediately, and you fill that sucker up, and then you play like Sentinel is doing right now, where you got just a massive fuel tank, and you're just able to tank hits and also pick up the best armor so you're not dying. And it's just, it's very much so buy yourself the best stuff as soon as possible. Don't worry about your weapons. Your Vulcan's not going to fire. Who cares about your Vulcan?
By the way, the main designer for this game was also the production manager for Shenmue 1 and 2. Specifically, I think the re-releases in 2018. They also worked on Jurassic Park 1993. Which version was that? The Sega versions of that, which actually... That was Game Gear, though. That was Game Gear. I don't know. Have you played Game Gear Jurassic Park? Because I haven't.
have! It's actually not terrible.
Really?
If I remember correctly.
That kind of excites me, because as soon as it has Game Gear slapped on it, I'm terrified.
How many... What? Hold on. The Lost World Jurassic Park for the Game Gear. Short and sweet, nothing too special. Bad auto-scroller at the end. Would be disappointed if I actually bought it, but otherwise it's fine. Great for a race with the size of it.
Did you say The Lost World or just regular Jurassic
Just
Park?
The Lost World. Okay, so there's a difference between the two.
Yep, not the same.
Yep. Let me see. What Game Gear games have I played? Because I've played too many of them, but I haven't played the full system yet. Are you ready for a terrible list?
Yes.
Here we go. It's Rystar, Sylvan Terrell, the Berenstein Bears Camping Adventure, Tails No Sky Patrol, X-Men Solitaire Fun Pack, Poker Conveys, Paul Solitaire, Solitaire Poker, Streets of Rage, Wheel of Fortune, Sonic Drift, The Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, The X-Men Arcades Revenge, Poker Face, Paul's Blackjack, Poker Face. Paul, by the way, is a card terrorist. X-Men Mojo World, Sonic Labyrinth, Sonic, The Last World, Jurassic Park. I've played the Game Gear Shaq Fu, 5-in-1 Fun Pack, Game Gear Mortal Kombat 2, Bonkers Wax Up, Fatal Fury Special, George Foreman's KO Boxing, Vampire Master of Darkness, Sports Trivia Championship Edition, X-Men Game Masters Legacy, Tasmania, Rise of the Robots, Defenders of Oasis, Paperboy, Arcade Classics, Aladdin, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, The Adventures of Batman and Robin, Mega Man, Poker Face, Paul's Jin, Ninja Gaiden, Super Smash TV, Micro Machine, Slider, Double Dragon, Sonic Blast, Green Dog the Beach Surfer Dude, T2 the Arcade Game, Axe Battler, Legend of Golden Axe, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the Movie, G-LOC Air Battle, Crystal Warriors, Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, Captain America and the Avengers.
Yeah, I should have just said no.
Why would you say that, bro?
Because I don't know. Like I didn't really get a sense of where one game ended and the other began, you know? It's like, it's just one giant blur of video games for me. You haven't played Beavis and Butthead, though?
No, I haven't played Beavis and Butthead.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I keep getting sidetracked because unfortunately...
Look, even Poaxel has played Beavis and Butthead for Game Gear, so you gotta get on them.
It's just that I'm currently distracted by the Final Fantasy Time Machine because we jumped ahead to Final Fantasy 14 because everybody wanted to play with me, and then we did that, and now I've got to play, before I can do the Nier raid, I have to finish Drakengard 2, 3, both Nier games. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. So I still got 4 games that I have to play too quick, and then I can get back to Final Fantasy in order to catch up to Final Fantasy, and then maybe I'll go back to the game. I have a lot of games on my plate.
I've noticed, Blasphemous Roar, you have a lot of games. Good job, Mr. Game Man.
I play games. It's what I do. You can follow me at twitch.tv/Blasphemous Roar. No, sorry.
Yeah, and guess what? Everybody who's streaming here today, these are the usernames that they have on twitch.tv. You can go and follow everybody. Mind you, I'm not paying as much attention to the game as I should, but that's because every screen looks exactly the same to me, and honestly, it is so hard to keep track of what's happening. I have no idea who's in the lead.
Sarah Hyde is in the
Neptune
lead.
Daydream is on to mission 2. Sarah Hyde's in the lead. What mission is this?
So mission 3, shoot down 30 planes.
That's so many planes. The Final Sentinel is on that mission as well, but Final Sentinel is also not doing as well, although Sarah Hyde just died. That was 25 out of 30 hit. Pretty good.
Yep, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, Final Sentinel, though, with some good gameplay, could possibly pass Sarah Hyde here. Honestly, do not run out of time, but at the... but you can go ahead and stretch it out if it means surviving. You know, the important thing here is to not die too early, so that you can actually complete the mission. Dodging left, dodging right, you said that's the most important thing. And it looks like if you do die, you have to go back to the beginning of the game.
Yeah, to the beginning of the game. 1 death, game over. So Sentinel has the right idea. Just fly in a direction and go. Just hold left and start shooting.
So I look, there is a Master System version of this game. There's also a Genesis version. And the music for that was done by Matt Furness, an absolute legend when it comes to audio. I wonder if this borrows at all from Matt Furness, because, yeah, his music is just amazing.
Buy that heavier armor. Buy the armor. Why are you sleeping on armor? No, you're gonna die! And it's gonna be all because you slept on the armor.
You think?
All right, mission 4. We have now our first confirmed mission 4. We now need to shoot 15 airships. Hey, did you
Yeah? Did I what? Did I what?
Did you think that we were going to do anything more than shoot down more planes and then more ships every time?
I thought it would probably just be shooting planes and ships. That's what this game is about. It's very easy to understand what you're supposed to do in this game.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, you'd be correct. You shoot down ships, you shoot down planes. You shoot down ships, you shoot down planes. You shoot down ships, you shoot down planes.
For this genre, that's fine.
You shoot down ships, you shoot down planes.
I don't have a problem with that. Like, they knew what game they were making. They made it more interesting than some of the other games out there. Like, you can actually see the missiles coming and flying at you instead of your crappy Game Boy game that you gave out for Top Gun. That was a snooze fest and impossible for me to watch and be interested at all. At least this has some graphics. You're shooting out Pac-Man pellets. You've got missiles flying in your face. It's good. This is stellar compared to the Game Boy game of Top Gun.
I honestly, in review, watching this being played, I'm not so sure that it's really all that Kuso. Like, no, I mean, like I said, the main sin that it had was that it was
like
boring.
The randomness.
And the random kind of like just eat it and you can't dodge is a little bit bad too.
Yeah. So learning how to deal with that randomness and then, being willing to deal with it, dodging enemy attacks and still making, getting through the levels, dealing enough damage. I think those are the main things that you would want to do in a game like this. Just make sure that you are getting consistent progress rather than necessarily fastest progress per level. Just be consistent.
Why must you dunk on me so? You make me sad. Here I thought I was entertaining for you all. I was giving you my game. For people who are
watching the VOD, chat is roasting Blasphemous Roar right now and saying they will never choose him as Iron GM. And in the Iron GM round, the risk of not choosing a GM is that somebody else will also not choose them, and then you end up with them anyway. So
that's true.
I don't know. Yeah, pick your poison, because it might not be the poison you get, Ascorian. Ah!
I mean,
Yeah,
I think based on what I see from a lot of other GMs, I think I'm probably one of the most erratic GMs. You have no idea whether or not you're just going to get a snooze fest from me, something that's just barely passable but is mildly interesting in some sort of way, or multi-hero.
Yeah, I'm actually of the opinion that just based off of graphics alone, this game is kind of impressive for the Game Gear. Based off of music alone, I really enjoy this. Based off of gameplay, but for the players, they may have a better feel for how painful it is. It's just hard to tell watching. Sarah Hyde, by the way, moving on to the next mission. Do we have, buying
Sentinel
some fuel?
succeeds.
Good
The
job,
final Sentinel gets better. Buy that fuel, 1% fuel.
That was not a lot of fuel left.
Buy the armor. Buy the armor. Why are you not buying? Help me!
Oh, there
we go.
Final Sentinel bought medium armor. That is definitely going to be helpful in surviving some of these later stages. And here we go, a color palette I haven't seen in this game before.
What's Iron GM? Why, that's a good question there, Moon's Knight. So when we actually get into brackets, the first round of the brackets is the Iron GM round, wherein the players get presented with 3 GMs. If both and they get to choose one. If both players choose the same GM, they get that GM. If both players choose different GMs, they get the GM they didn't choose. It is mind games.
Yeah, think of it a little bit like Iron Chef, except that you don't necessarily get who you picked. And if both of you chose different GMs, then you get the one who neither of you chose, and they get angry and give really bad crap.
They get really
and
angry.
I love it. Yeah, I want to clarify, Seawolf, you say that I eat a raw pepper. It was actually a raw onion that I ate. Thank you for our first video that we made for Iron GMs. Honestly, you know, I feel like I'm starting to get to the point, Blasphemous Roar, especially when no big events are coming up. I'm feeling health-wise a little bit better. Like, today is probably the best I have felt since, like, for the past month. I feel really good, and when I feel good, I'm able to get a little bit more done. So hopefully I'm able to sort of hold on to this and keep feeling good enough that I can do some more of the creative stuff, like the weird, stupid transitions between games that we have now.
Well, I had myself a nice little poke bowl today. We went to a new spot. Mission completed. Sentinel is actually going to start plowing through this. Basically, wow. If we're at the right spot right now, where the game is basically, I expected them to take 20 minutes to get to the point where the game is starting to their understanding. This is why I told them that if they beat the game on normal, they have to continue playing the game on hard, on expert.
I think that is a good idea. Yeah, I love it. Is expert significantly more difficult? Oh, it's pink.
Oh, I have no idea.
Land.
Do you think I played this on expert?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you did. I don't ask what you do with your free time.
How many times have we been over this, bro? They'll be lucky if I even vetted a game for an hour.
Blasphemous Roar. You're supposed to.
I know. I'm the worst GM.
That's literally your job.
I don't know what to tell you. I've been explicit. I've been explicit in this fact multiple times, okay? This is one of the games that I've actually beat. So, yeah. But, yeah. I don't know why you keep me around. I honestly don't. I keep giving good games. I keep giving games that I didn't test. I don't test other people's games. I don't get it.
Well, chat, I think we need to have a vote. Should we ban Blasphemous Roar?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're shooting down tanks, ships on land, and helicopters.
Tanks.
Hi, helicopters.
Yeah. Tanks and helicopters. Do you actually have to kill? Oh, people. Some people are like, yeah, sure, let's play. I don't know. Can we just mute him? I can mute him. Yeah, that's easy. Okay. I just click this button. There we go. He's muted. Yeah, and now I don't have to listen to him ever again. Oh, I can see you talking there. I see the audio going up there, Blasphemous Roar, but I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all.
You know, green circle, bro. I can see when I'm muted, bro. There's a Discord over there that I get to look at. Next time you do that, I'm just start swearing. I'm just be like, ha 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 ha. Oh,
well, then I
dropping.
can't unmute you.
I can just stop dropping F-bombs. Flabbergasted! Fluxinaxin Hillipills vacation! Flustered!
Fart! My favorite F word, fart. Good one. Speaking of farts,
Don't worry.
we're just farting around as these players are trying to make as much progress as they can in the hour that they have. Kusog7ande is a blind video game race. They do not know how far the other players have gotten. Essentially, they just need to figure out how to get themselves to push a little bit more through the game. It takes a different skill set than speed running, Blasphemous Roar. Like, you've done a lot with Mystery Tournament and Kusog7ande. What do you think the skills are that you should develop to prepare yourself for a game like this?
So I equate this with the difference between concert pianists and people who can sight read and the like. You have the people who practice a single piece over and over and over again, flawlessly, making sure that they hit those notes perfect pitch every single time, fast as they can, right notes. That is speed running. They do it again, they do it again and again and again until it's practice. They listen to other people doing it to make sure that they're on mark. They make sure that their piece in this musical is flawless. And then there are people who go, here's a sheet of music, what's on it? And they go, oh, right, Flight of the Bumblebee, let's go. And so you have people who can do that, who can sight read things, just go with it on the spot and just keep running for it. And they may not play perfectly. They're just learning these things as they're going. But it's two very different skill sets. We actually have plenty of very strong speedrunners, world record holders even, in our mystery tournaments that don't do great sometimes because they're practiced in one game, but they're not as fluent as others. The way that you practice for these things is you just keep playing video games. Though the way that you practice for Kusog7ande is that you actually play good video games, because if you start playing a bunch of bad video games for Kusog7ande, you actually got a problem, which is that your GMs are going to hate you if you start vetoing too much and then you start muting.
Honestly, I think there are some classics that are worth going into and playing in order to sort of understand what some of the classic pitfalls are when it comes to bad video games. Like, I would say that developing skills in playing one game consistently will help when you're doing blind races. It won't completely help. The same way playing a game, well, for the first time will help you in speedrunning as well. Like, they're not mutually exclusive skills. They do help a little bit for each other. But yeah, just getting a variety of games under your belt is helpful.
Well,
honestly,
it's like if you start playing, like, Sokoban, for instance, right? If you played a lot of Sokoban, you know a few rules. You know that if you put a block against a wall, you can't get it off the wall. If you put it in a corner, it's dead. You can't move it, right? So you get these ideas, and then how many games have little block pushing sections?
A lot.
Exactly. So you go, oh, I've played a bunch of Sokoban before. Ah, yes, I recognize this exact pattern. Everybody knows that when you're faced with 3 blocks in a row in Zelda, you push the left one, you push the right one, you push the middle one, or right one forward, left one forward, middle one to the right or left, and there you go. But you get those kind of skills over the course of these games. And as you play different games, you start to go, okay, these are the patterns. Oh, look, this boss is obviously going to take 3 hits. This boss is going to take 5 hits. This boss I can damage race. This boss I need to be more careful on. You can start picking up and understanding those story beats every single time. And it really gets to point where legitimately the people who do the best at our races in Mystery Tournament top, the people who are normally in the top players in Mystery Tournament, our top 3 are consistent because so it's not fully random. You'll still get a game that just doesn't jive for it, but
no, there are people who have worked at understanding, the basics of how to play a new game. The thing is, like, especially if you're getting licensed games, there are certain rules that most licensed games follow, like a platformer. If you get stuck in a certain area, odds are, just trying the same thing over and over is not the correct solution, that there is a little bit of a puzzle element, whether that be going and finding a switch, finding a breakable object somewhere. The important thing for that is understanding, when a licensed game is not just throwing absolute BS, but they have something that they're trying to get you to figure it out. Of course, it's a different skill set from a platformer that's a bootleg, in which case it might absolutely just be BS that it's throwing at you. Just understanding the genre that you are playing, I think, is one of the biggest helps here. Of course, we have not had many dogfight video games like this in Kusog7ande. This is something that is fairly new for a lot of players here.
Yeah, and hopefully I don't give you any more, because I don't have any more on my list. Let's go ahead and save the world there. Like I said, It's supposed to be, it's a round one softball. This is a round one softball. It's not. But if you can't do so hot in this, we actually are seeing this with Neptune Daydream. I mean, I'm sorry to call you out as an example, but Neptune Daydream's not doing so well in this game. And it's you never know what's going to happen with that level of who's going to actually be succeeding in things.
Yeah, I'd say that, like, with the various tournaments that exist out there, there are sort of the stereotypical type of games that we have for the various tournaments. Kusog7ande, we end up having quite a few platformers. I gotta be honest, we have a lot of them. Mystery Tournament, I have gotten a lot of puzzle games. They show up quite a bit. Understanding and learning those specific genres will probably give you a leg up, but occasionally you'll get a curveball like this. And you never really know when a curveball is going to happen, so just getting a breadth of knowledge for different video game genres out there, and at least, like, sticking with one game per genre for a little while to get the feel for what you need to do in order to get good at that type of game. Yeah, it's not going to solve all your problems, but learn different genres. Oh yeah, we have thrown RPGs out.
I still don't know what the Demon Rush was, but I did it.
Oh my gosh. Blasphemous Roar, did I make you play the Demon Rush?
Do you not remember what happened with me in the Demon Rush?
Oh, were you the one who got the insta-kill?
Tiebreaker. Yeah, the insta-kill on the boss and won the tiebreaker.
That was amazing. Me! Like, honestly, so RPGs are not very common in any race scenario, that unless people have already done speedruns of RPGs. But occasionally they do show up. Blasphemous Roar was trying something that, honestly, he didn't know exactly if there was any chance of the effect kicking off, because it was an insta-kill attack. Oh, lies. Incorrect? You knew?
100% lies. I knew full well. I did the attack earlier in the game. I saw an enemy. I did not get a miss, and they did not die, and the move was called Decapitate. I figured exactly what was going on, was that this was a one-hit kill move, and that it missed because it didn't give me any effects, but it didn't say miss, while the rest of the stuff did. So when I got to that boss, when you actually see me doing things if you look at that VOD, you'll see me making all sorts of weird inputs. It's actually me panicking at that moment, and I'm trying to hit the Decapitate, but I absolutely fail to and whiff on the menuing because my hands are shaking.
Gosh. I love it. I love the panic. I had no idea you were panicking that much.
I intentionally hit the Decapitate on the boss. I figured exactly that this was a kind of garbage game where I could probably hit Decapitate on the final boss. And when I got into no, I knew that it wasn't the final boss, but that I could probably hit the Decapitate on a boss and it would work. So when I tried it against the boss and it worked first try, I was like, oh, heck yeah. But no, I knew do not mix that up, bro. This is not a revisionist history. I knew exactly what I was doing in that moment. I'm just glad it worked.
Well, yeah, it was a Hail Mary. And honestly, just based off of randomness, when you have just like 2 minutes left and you do not think you are in the lead, a Hail Mary with a random percentage chance of working, even if you don't know 100% if it would work, that is possibly a wise idea when it comes to an RPG. So yeah, I would say that you made a very good call at something. Like, if you hadn't have done that, you wouldn't have won. And so you took the gamble, you rolled the dice, and the dice paid off.
I did learn later how bad the odds were, that it was a 1 in 8. Yep. I like to say that there are 7-8 universes where Roar did not make top cut in that. Kusog7ande.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it.
It was a good time. But you see, but here's an example of that. I knew that it was a one-hit kill because of the way that those effects translated on screen, because of how many RPGs I play.
Yeah, there are a lot of RPGs with one-hit kills that have a very low chance of working. So, yeah, understanding those mechanics and sort of, even though it wasn't very clear in the description of the attack, you still understood RPGs enough that you knew that it may be worth giving it a shot, and it paid off. So yeah, like, play a variety of genres out there. For Kusog7ande, you definitely want to try various platformers. You've probably played some already. You probably want to try out at least 1 or 2 bad platformers. I recommend Kid Cool, that way you never have to play it in Kusog7ande. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Easy.
because
that's a lot of points.
Anybody in chat who had to play Kid Cool for Kusog7ande, you can go ahead and attest to how bad that experience was. Yeah.
Don't buy the special side, it's not all that great. Okay, so we have shooting down 40 fighters here. Mission 5, it's Final Sentinel, I believe, has been on this stage before. Final Sentinel has absolutely been in the lead. I believe that I've got to take a little bit of a closer look as to how well Sarah Hyde and Amazing Toaster are doing. They are not. I've got to start paying a little bit more attention to where people are.
I mean, now that we're getting closer to the end of the match, I'd say that, like, this is when people should start making a push and making sure that they don't die as much as they're able. You know, early on, it was fine to make mistakes, but now they need to know how to dodge and how to just survive these missions.
Yeah.
Sarah Hyde on to mission 5.
Oh, there you go, right on the tail of Sentinel here. So yeah. I believe the order is Sentinel, Sarah, Amazing, Neptune.
I believe that is correct. By the way, I think that out of all of these players, Sarah Hyde is the newest player. I don't recall her playing in Kusog7ande before. She's doing very well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so it's really cool. For those who are watching, by the way, if you've never played in a tournament like this before, with blind races, you never know how you're going to do the first time that you jump in. Just accept that as a fact, that you may do much better than expected, you may do much worse than expected, and that is fine. Figure out, you know, after the first couple races, sort of figure out where you fit in terms of your skill level, and then you can go ahead and work from there. But yeah, Sarah Hyde just getting thrown into the midst of this game and doing extremely well. Van Bright, you helped her set up. Thank you so much, Van Bright, for bringing your friend in here. Yeah, and Scenario is also confirming this is the first time that we have somebody, or that we have Sarah Hyde in the tournament. That's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Doing exceptional. So we've seen Sentinel on this mission prior. This is shoot down 15 tanks. So this is not Sentinel's first time on this mission. Like I said before at the start, I forced them to take a mission order so that I knew dang good and well how many levels they have done for tracking purposes. Sometimes we force you to do those kind of things because we aren't superhuman Kates.
Oh, I mean, like with any of the Mega Man games that have been given out, usually like the level order has been given so that you actually make a little bit of progress in the beginning. You know, Xandra has definitely been one of those at specifically giving a level order. And anytime there's a level select, that's usually what we try to do. That way it's very easy to tell. We can just judge whoever made it to a level first and how many hits they got on their screen. That is a very clear indication of who took the victory. Now, in a case like this, if they do get to the same level and get the same number of hits, that would likely be considered a tie, and in most cases, the tiebreaker goes to whoever got there first, unless we have otherwise stated before the match.
Yep, and the GMs will typically, if there's any sort of confusing progress, will tell you that these are the progress markers being made. That, oh, like, I think in this case, it's pretty clear what the metrics are right here. We have a very clear mission indicator. We have, like you can tell how many parts of the mission is done by each player. Oh, Sentinel missed one tank a long time ago, so now looping back through the stage again at low fuel. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh no, Sentinel goes down. This is the possibility for Sarah to take over.
Sarah, are you going to be able to do it? Why are you doing a backflip?
Because it dodges things. Yes, it dodges things.
Really?
Sarah has found the loop-de-loop. That is actually useful. If you have like two enemies on screen and they're in the middle, you throw yourself a little loop and they'll get off the screen and there's no more missiles on screen.
I like it.
See?
Honestly, every time I do a loop-de-loop in real life, all the missiles are gone.
Enemies cleared. That's a trick that I did not tell them, nor did I honestly remember. I like, as soon as I saw it, I remembered that it's a thing, but it's so hard and inconsistent here that I didn't consider it viable as a strategy, but here we are.
Yeah, that's the thing. Occasionally, players will develop strategies that we hadn't even think of. And all of the game masters here, they do test the games, although Blasphemous Roar is a little bit more lackadaisical when it comes to that. At the same time, Blasphemous Roar gave it out to other GMs to try and see what they thought. And
I always make sure stuff is vetted.
Yeah, there are a lot of times that our runners are able to find something that we didn't find. So good for Sarah, like, really abusing these backflips.
So we got two more tanks for Sarah. Mind you, that final Sentinel had 14, so if Sarah does not successfully hit... Oh, that's not a good time to do a backflip, I think.
It's always a good time to do a backflip.
No, not if she gets into the desert area and despawns the tanks.
Oh. Yeah, big question. Can you hit the ground in this? Is there any altitude?
There we go.
Gosh, mission complete.
Sarah Hyde now taking the lead here over Final Sentinel. New order is Sarah Sentinel Toaster Daydream.
That is always exciting. I love when a new player manages to move into the lead. It's always exciting for me to see the unexpected underdog just coming in and kicking some butt. With that said, we still have 40 minutes, or 20 minutes. We still have a certain number of minutes.
40 minutes.
Whatever. 40's like the new 20, you know. Depends on how you count.
Gosh, I was the one who tested this. I'm happy with War about testing this when I tested Top Gun. Actually, Sarah has 3 missions. There's a mission in the middle. There is a final mission.
Uh-oh. Well, that's fun. Like, okay, we're back in the desert here.
Oof, those planes on her butt, though, doing damage. Oh, yeah, luckily I can't hear this, so, like, I imagine I'm not missing out on too much.
I actually really like the sound effects in here. Like, using the noise channel for audio sometimes gets a little bit tiring, but it's not shrill noise. It's a very low-pitched noise that kind of is almost soothing, what I would say. I'm a fan. I just have to say, for a dogfighting game that came out on the Game Gear, this is actually kind of enjoyable to listen to. I'm shocked. That
down
is
goes
a
Sarah.
death. Colonel Sarah is down. That's okay. She is going to be jumping back into this, and I think there is enough time to get back to where she was before. Remember, everybody is just establishing their high water mark, and whoever has the best attempt before the end of the match wins. Even if you get a game over, that's okay. You still set your best attempt.
This game took me 2 hours and 22 minutes to actually like be on normal. So
Really?
They're doing fantastic. Yeah, I sucked at this. Yeah, it was awful.
Sarah kicking butt on the first mission, getting back into this really quickly. Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, learning how to get through the early missions quickly it helps you get caught up so fast. Flannel Cat, thank you for the raid. Come on in, everybody. All of you kitty cats out there. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. I hope I'm speaking your language.
You did, in fact, just say, down with the bourgeoisie, the proletariat shall rise up.
Crap. What if I'm bougie?
I don't know what to say. Maybe
I
you
don't
should
know.
Maybe you should try not speaking a foreign language until you know it.
Oh my gosh, Plasma Soror, I've got a good story here, because back before I was openly gay, I was a Mormon missionary, and yeah, can you believe it? And early on, you know, I learned Portuguese. I went to Brazil in order to go be a Mormon missionary, and there was one time that I went and prayed with the family, and you know, one of the things that I said was essentially that they should like, and you know, I was hoping that they would have an enjoyable, you know, happiness together, essentially enjoy time with each other. And I said something like "Divertir-se," which is like to make yourself happy. But unfortunately, the way that I said it could have definitely been wishing, in prayer, mind you, for the family to have fun with themselves. And the guy I was with, after we left the family, was like, do you know what you just said? Do you know what you prayed for them to do as a family? And I was like, oh no. Oh no. They can't do that.
Yeah.
No, they should not do that. Hello, Lucky Bun. Welcome to the conversation here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and maybe you can go ahead and have fun with yourself as well.
Wow. Wow.
Become a master of your domain, everybody, okay?
Wow.
That's what I'm going to say. You can be a master of your domain.
You know,
I'm
bro,
gonna get in so much trouble. Whatever, the kids don't understand. It's fine.
It's your channel. You're the one that gets to do whatever you want. I'm the one who has to watch my mouth over here.
It's PG-13. What's happening today? This stream is PG-13, and I'm trying, like, we're still within that line, okay?
Oh, do I still get my one F-bomb?
No, that's for Liz.
What?
Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. We haven't talked about Mozart yet, says Cosmic the Dolphin, so we're still in good territory. Plasma Soror, if you missed our discussion about Mozart yesterday, I think that was worse than any self-enjoyment that we've been talking about today, okay? You're fine.
I know some of the conversations we've had, bro. I'm not gonna tell you what it was about, but I very much so remember the Medal of Honor conversation. It haunts my dreams.
I don't. I say a lot of things that I forget.
I'm gonna leave you to never have to remember what it was.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Oh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm really glad. Thank you, everybody who's been hopping on by. Like, I feel like we've been getting a lot of follows here after GDQ and during Kusog7ande. This is what we usually do on this channel. We have people blind race video games, and I'm actually very staunch with using the term blind race I have talked to multiple people in the blind community and asked them about whether or not that is an issue, and they're like, what the crap? Why are you even saying it's an issue? It's not. Guess what? Blind people exist, and they are awesome, okay? And it's just a description. These players have not seen the game before.
Can I be slightly controversial? Just slightly?
Is it going to be about Mozart pooping on tables? Because
No,
if so,
not at all. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I think that holding the language too far back for something as simple as a disability as that starts to define people by their disability and only that, and saying that it's absolutely taboo to call somebody by or to utilize those words in a non-that context is basically saying that they're not able to handle it. Now that's to an extent.
Oh, no. Yeah, I would say that if you're insulting people by saying, hey, are you blind? That's rude, okay? That's not okay. However, as a description, guess what? What do we do on Discord in order to make me not hear blasphemous roar? Yeah, that's right. We check this little thing and it's called deafen, and now I cannot hear blasphemous roar yelling, probably obscenities. I'm just gonna let you yell for a little bit, okay? You know, deaf is a condition. I've got hearing loss. I'm not deaf, but it is absolutely some blasphemous roar. I'm gonna unmute you, and you better not be swearing. 3, 2, 1.
Hell yeah, I did it. I just.
Well, okay. Yeah, and like that is absolutely a condition. You know, just ignoring people who exist is a problem. Is what I would say. You don't erase people from society, okay? And people, you know, there are plenty of people in the blind community. There are people here who help out, who are part of the blind community, and you're freaking awesome, okay? I love you. But yeah, just don't be mean. Anyways, that sort of, Twitch at one time banned the term blind playthrough in their tags, and I just thought, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. Literally nobody asked for this.
Like, it's to a part, I feel like it's insulting. I feel like that is actively insulting more than saying blind racing.
No, blind racing is not an insult. Guess what?
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
For a horse, you put blinders on the side so that they don't see to the side.
But I also have to add a caveat that I am not blind, so in the end, that decision doesn't come to me. Luckily, again, you've talked to other people about this, and they say that's fine.
So, like, and yeah, nobody in the community has said it's a problem. They're like, why are they
Toaster down to 18 out of 20 tanks. I think that might have been a lead.
That might have been first place. Oh my gosh, that was really good.
I have to double check how many tanks Sarah had.
Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and say that whatever executives decide to do, oh my gosh, I've worked for companies before, and management sometimes makes the stupidest choices, and everybody knows it's stupid, but they have to go along with it, because if they don't, they're gonna get fired. So, you go with whatever a stupid manager decides. And I feel like we can go ahead and use executive as an insult. That's definitely allowed. Because guess what? A lot of executives push out video games way too fast. I'd say that the executives who were over this game, though, gave it possibly the love that it deserved. This is like a fairly competent Game Gear game. G-LOC Air Battle. I'm really enjoying it.
Now that I'm like watching this instead of playing it makes me feel like maybe I did it a disservice by being here. But honestly, you know what? I don't take my job seriously enough to care. I'm here to give you the fun stuff. Whether or not it's bad fun or good fun, you know, sometimes I just show off cool things. Like there was that one time that I showed off Alice in Wonderland just because I really wanted to show off.
Yeah, there is somebody who is saying that they did see a blind person on Twitter saying they didn't like the term blind run. I mean, there can be individual preferences, obviously, and if you go into somebody's chat and they ask you to use certain terminology, that is completely cool.
Okay,
Oh my
we've
gosh,
got
and then we have a
confirmed that
blind runner in chat who is saying they actually joke that every run that they do is a blind run. I love that. Oh, you're silly. Anyways, you've got a confirmation. What is the confirmation here?
Sarah only got 8 out of 20 tanks. Amazing Toaster is currently in the lead.
Yeah! Amazing Toaster, seriously, great job. There is still enough time, I think, for people to pass you. But
There is absolutely enough time to actually finish this game.
by the way, I ran into Amazing Toaster at GDQ. He's a pretty cool dude. He chilled with us occasionally. I feel like I should chill with him a little bit more. He's a pretty cool dude, but I think he's also a little bit of a shy boy. I'm really glad that he's showing up strong in this tournament, though. This is a very good first showing here.
You know what I think the main problem with this commentary is, bro?
What?
I'm kind of tame right now. Don't you think? Like, aren't there normally like more
I'm gonna
rambunctious
mute you.
all the time?
I'm gonna mute you. I do not. Okay, we're done with Blasphemous Roar for now. Cool. So everybody, we have 7.5 minutes left of this game. The runners are trying to make as much progress as they can. And honestly, Sarah Hyde, I feel, is having a good push. Okay, I'm gonna mute you now. Fine, you're back.
Break. I'm just trying to see if I can get bro to break. It would appear that I succeeded in doing so.
I think the main thing that I'd like to get after that conversation that we had, be aware that if there are people, you know, you go to somebody's stream and they are a little bit sensitive to certain terms, everybody, you know, just be respectful to individual people. As
You
a
do
whole,
not-
you know, I do not speak for the entire gay community.
You do not get to choose whether or not somebody's offended. You deal with it.
Yeah. And if they are offended by
You
something,
apologize
then
and move on.
you can apologize, yeah, and move on in life. And in general, you know, there are also times that you can't really choose what you are offended by as well. That's something that is also true. There's certain things that pop up in conversation that I'm actually surprised that I emotionally reacted that way. And, you know, it's just, like, it's cool. Just be cool. Be cool to everybody, okay?
Next mission, here we go. This is it. We've got 6 minutes on the clock. Can Sarah take back the lead? Goes for the special armor. Almost goes for the special fuel tank, but that would cause all sorts of problems. You need that fuel.
Oh my gosh, I really wonder how this is gonna go. Yeah, fuel. Like, I feel like getting a big fuel tank towards the beginning might be good because it might lower your overall fuel costs, but I'm not sure. Is this a new personal best attempt by Sarah Hyde on this level?
No, she had 8 out of 20 on this level.
Okay.
If she can hit 18, if she can hit 19, she'll take the lead.
So like I said, this is a personal best attempt on this level.
No, not yet.
No, she's attempting to get there, right?
Oh, PB attempt. Okay, yes. Okay, you're right.
Oh my
you're
gosh.
Right. I guess so. I thought it was PB
Maybe you
as
should
of
stop
when.
talking so much and start listening.
No, I don't think I should. In fact, I think I should talk more. In fact, I should talk over you and spare everybody your voice. It's just so essential.
Blah 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 blah. I gotta give you a hard time. Blasphemous Roar, by the way, is really a fun dude to have here. I'm glad that you are here and that you have a lot of commentary. That sounds like the lamest, the least helpful description that I could have given about what you're doing here. I'm glad that you have a lot of commentary.
I'm so glad you're so generic, Blasphemous.
I'm glad you exist,
fine.
Blasphemous Roar. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 12, 13, taking fire. Got 13 missiles left. Have to actually be careful with those because if we're trying to shoot down those tanks without missiles, that's going to be hard. It looks like she's kind of aware of it as well. zigging and zagging here in order to avoid some missiles. Has the special armor, so is able to take less damage. Here's 14.
Yeah.
Misses one, 15. Here's another 16. Under fire.
Oh my gosh.
Can she make the damage?
Can she do it? Can she do it? Come on, come on. I've got faith. Still 16.
3
Come
more
on,
tanks.
Sarah. Sarah, you're so close. Oh my gosh.
There's a 17.
There's one. There's 18.
Wide.
Just one more, right?
That's it. Sarah takes the win.
Sarah is in the lead. I do not
in
think
the lead,
there's
not
time.
in the win yet, but I don't think there's enough time.
I don't think there is. Sarah stealing it in the last 5 minutes here. That was a fantastic move by Sarah. I love seeing people who came here specifically for their friends, cheering them on, and are excited by that. Seriously. Everybody, I love when you're here supporting your friends. Thank you so much. And seriously, give them a good pat on the back. All of the players here have done fantastic today. It's just a very big surprise when a new player does this well. And it's a pleasant surprise at that.
So I believe with that, I do not think that Final Sentinel got to the 20 tank stage, I think was the problem. Because there's still the issue of where did Final Sentinel get? I don't think it was beyond the 15 tanks. So if that's the case, then Final Sentinel is in 3rd place, with Amazing Toaster hitting 2nd and Sarah Hyde hitting 1st.
Yeah.
Does anybody in chat have that, remember that? It's been a while since Final Sentinel, and remember that there was a reason we were excited about Sarah. Or was it that, Sentinel only got, 5 or something? I remember that there was a reason we were excited, because Sarah was ahead. So, I may need to double check with Sentinel, but...
Nightcap, thank you for naming a dwarf Juan. That's usually for Dwarf Fortress, which I haven't been playing a whole lot lately, but you can still name a dwarf. That's cool. You can name dwarves whatever you want.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that Sarah gets the final mission here.
Yeah, there are actually an infinite number of dwarves in the universe.
See, look at that dodge. Dodges the missile by doing the loop-de-loop.
It's really impressive. Sarah's gotten good at these dodges. And honestly, I feel like given maybe a extra 5-10 minutes, Sarah could possibly beat this game. However, we're not going to take that extra time. We are ending the match in just a little bit. So besides Sarah, who is definitely in 1st, what is the order? Amazing Toaster in 2nd?
Yep, Amazing Toaster in 2nd, Final Sentinel in 3rd, Neptune Daydream in last.
I love Neptune Daydream. He has definitely helped around here in Kusog7ande, and he always jumps in. Has a bit of a struggle sometimes at certain games, but that's fine. Some people are here just for the fun and the experience, and that's what I love. We've got people from all skill levels playing in the tournament.
We no longer need to shoot down... Oh, I hope she gets to it. Oh, she won't, though. Oh no, unfortunate. But we are now at the point where we no longer are going to be shooting down... well, we still have ships. We still have planes. But now we've got to shoot down 5 bases.
Well, doesn't matter because we are out of time. That is it, everybody. The match is done. Throw your hands up in the air and party. Oh my gosh, Final Sentinel. No! Did you just squish the building? I think that helicopter is squishing the building. That's what it looks like from my view.
Squishing the building.
Squish.
Yeah. Looks like Sarah is just letting it fall out there. And let me go ahead and do this then. Let me just do what I gotta do here.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll go ahead and send an invite to Sarah to come chat with us if she would like. But to reiterate for everybody, Sarah Hyde took the victory today. coming in first, managing to make a significant amount of progress. Amazing Toaster second, Final Sentinel third, and Neptune Daydream fourth. All of them did fantastic. I love that little plug. Putting it up. Follow my Twitch, please. Aw, Sarah, I'll follow your Twitch. Wait, do I have your Twitch? Sarah, where are you? Sarah. That's okay. We get to talk to you. Hello there, Sarah, and congratulations, you took the victory today.
I did not think I'd get that fucking 50 fighters. Oh my god.
There we go. We had the effort for you, Blasphemous Roar. We got it.
I just saw the amount of time I had left, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy all the missiles, just gonna fucking shoot them.
That language, please. Language.
Yep, if you drop one more F-bomb, I will be dropping the kicking you out of voice.
I apologize.
We are a...
That's
we
okay.
are
We're still at PG-13. We're still at PG-13. We're doing fine now. Okay, you got the two. You got the two.
Okay. Standards and practices. I get you. Sorry. In the moment, that was a game.
I love it, Sarah. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I think as a viewer, I actually really like the way this game looks. For the Game Gear, I was impressed.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive in terms of like the pseudo 3D they're going for, and I thought like it looked pretty decent at emulating the kind of sort of polygonal art style you get from like, you know, like your OG Star Fox and the like.
Oh yeah. I agree.
I think it was convincing enough, although like you could obviously after about an hour I could start to feel like the seams of it, you know?
Yeah. I'm wondering what's the biggest, because you are a little bit frustrated with this game, I can tell. What's the most frustrating part of the game?
That's hard to pin down. There's actually a lot I like about the game, but one of the things I find frustrating.
Okay.
One of the things I find frustrating is it's not immediately obvious where your like machine gun is shooting, because it feels like you're like aiming the crosshair to like shoot where you're shooting, but like that doesn't necessarily like indicate where a bullet is going to hit someone. And I think that's because it's trying to emulate the semi-3D elements of it. And like I could sort of get the hang of it by the end, but I could never fully figure it out, and that was a little annoying. But I did manage to get the hang of it in the end, thankfully.
I think in the end, what actually saved you and what got you the first place victory was that you were doing loop-de-loops when no one else was.
Yeah, how do you do those? How do you do those?
Wait, you don't know how you were doing that?
I was trying to figure out the button combination for them the entire time. I was just pressing buttons.
Okay,
so you were doing them by accident, and it was saving you.
Please.
There was like a time that a missile was right in front of your face, ready to kill you. You're just like loop-de-loop.
Yeah. How did I do that? What was the magic source I input that let me perform this maneuver?
Neptune Daydream doesn't have any idea either. Amazing Toaster, do you have an answer? Do any of the players today have an answer for how to do the loop-de-loop? Final Sentinel?
Yeah, I got no idea. And I played this, and I've done the loop-de-loop like twice, and I've got no idea. So
I don't know. As it turns out, possibly just mashing all your buttons until you do a loop-de-loop is the solution there.
So what we're hearing is that nobody knows how to do this legendary maneuver. I just instinctually can tap into the power of the Satsui no Hado and just perform it when needed. Understood.
That's what it sounds like. Good job. You were magical. And honestly, you know, I see other people hopping in chat. Amazing Toaster was actually in the lead up until about 4 or 3 minutes left. Like, he almost had that victory there, but then you just had a very nice final push. What was your strategy going into your final playthrough there, Sarah? What were you trying to do in order to just make that little bit of extra progress?
Okay, so what I was trying to do to make that little bit of progress. So a lot of my early runs, I was sort of trying to figure out which upgrades were like optimal in terms of like an investment. And very quickly I realized, and like at the end, I think I realized the most important thing was your armor. Because sometimes it's just basically impossible to not get hit by something. And You just want that to do as little damage to you as possible. So get a big fuel tank, get big armor, keep that stacked up, and just make sure you have a bunch of missiles. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I'd be soft locked on the warship and tank stages if I didn't have missiles. Correct?
No, you can't actually shoot them down with guns. It's just really hard.
That sounds about right.
And the biggest thing I figured out was how much easier it is to make sure you target the warships and tanks if you were just constantly holding down.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that initially messed with my head, because I went into it, I was like, oh, this is a flight game, it's gonna have like inverted flight controls. The one time a flight game doesn't have those.
Right?
Are you happy it didn't have those?
Yes, I adjusted to that
Really?
quite quickly.
Oh, geez, I can't play flying games without inverted flight controls. This would have been the worst for me. I'm so glad I didn't get this. Yeah.
You know, I actually
just how
can't
my
really
brain
do invert
works.
controls.
Right, apparently it's press up twice to perform the loop.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. So I was trying to do that, but it didn't always do it like all the time. So I think there was like a cooldown on it.
Okay. Well, I mean, heck, if it works, it works. You got it fairly reliably towards the end. There may be a cooldown. That makes sense if you just keep doing a flip, here, there, everywhere. It's not gonna, that's not how planes work. You're gonna have a lot of G-force. You're gonna pass out. We all know that's not good.
It's literally the name of the game.
Yeah,
G-force, loss of conscience. G-LOC. G-force is loss of consciousness.
G-Force is a movie starring gerbils that I think go into space or something.
That sounds about right.
Gerbils?
I think I assume they were gerbils. It's called G-Force.
Like the animal, the gerbil?
She's not misleading you. This is a movie.
This is a children's movie.
No idea. I don't know if I
can
want
only
to check that
assume
out,
that
but
it took
that's
inspiration from G-LOC Air Battle for the Sega Game Gear, a masterpiece of our time.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Sarah,
congratulations
on your first Kuso match being a victory here. Like, honestly, you never know how you're going to do. Yeah, you can just retire now.
As a GM with questionable games, I have to ask you, did you suffer enough to justify the game choice?
I did.
Yes!
I will say I absolutely did, because I'm now just coming off of this after being into that game for like an hour. My thumbs, I was holding down that B button for the entire hour of me playing this game. So they are very sore, and I was getting very stressed at the end because I think I almost died on that final stage.
I think you almost did. You were getting hit a lot.
Yeah, because I was being very reckless, because I was like, well, I mean, I've got to try and, do this as quick as possible. I have, a minute left.
Oh, yeah. But you did. You managed to do it, and seriously, it was a joy to watch. I always love when newcomers manage to, surprise us. Why do I keep getting this Princess Tomato music? I like Princess Tomato, but it's been, 5 times at this point.
It just knows.
Yeah, if you've never played Princess Tomato for NES, you should. Okay, anyways, that's my pitch. Thank you so much, everybody. Blasphemous Roar, thank you for giving this game. Sarah Hyde, congratulations again. And thank you to the other players today.
Congrats to all of them. And I hope you suffered exactly as much as I did and not announce more.
Not announce more? Yeah, we gotta save suffering for later,
Oh, yeah, yeah. And also, I guess because apparently this happened thanks to the 5 people who followed my channel during this.
Yeah, thank you. Seriously, we love to help the communities grow, and honestly, the more that we embrace suffering together, the more that we can enjoy our friendship. So go have some fun, Sarah Hyde, Blasphemous Roar. Go have a good, hopefully relaxing rest of your day.
If you want to play card games, come to the mystery server and play card games.
That's
next
right.
week.
They're doing random card games. So go if you like
some card games.
Yeah, go chat with Blasphemous Roar. Join Mystery Funhouse server if you would like to do some random card games. They're bringing in people again of all skill levels. Well, all right. I'll see you both later. Take care. Have a good day.
Yeah, see you next time.
Go filibuster yourself.
Bye.
Bye.